What is he doing here? Are you serious right now?
Yes, I am. We need to talk about this like adults.
The morning my world fell apart started just like any other. I woke up at 6 a.m., kissed my wife Emma while she was still asleep, and went to the gym. After 10 years of marriage, that routine felt safe, automatic, but routines can hide the cracks underneath. As I was leaving the gym, a text from Emma popped up. "Don't bother with coffee, running late. Important meeting with Richard." "See you tonight, Richard," her boss. The name I'd been hearing more and more lately. I stared at the message, that quiet unease I kept burying, bubbling up again. At work, I tried to lose myself in spreadsheets, but my mind kept drifting. The late nights, the whispered calls, the way she'd stiffen when I touched her. I hated myself for doubting her, but the feeling just wouldn't go away. Then my phone buzzed again. Another text from her. "Working late. Don't wait up." This time I didn't even reply. Something inside me just cracked. That evening, I impulsively pulled into our favorite old Italian restaurant. Maybe a surprise dinner could fix things? I got her favorite pasta and drove home with a little bit of hope. But when I pulled into the driveway, her car was already there. She wasn't supposed to be home. Then I heard voices inside. A man's voice, laughter, a deep, confident tone I recognized from company parties. "Richard." I just froze at the door, the food bags hanging from my hands. My heart was pounding so loud. I could have just walked away, pretended I hadn't heard anything, but I needed the truth. I opened the door. Richard was sitting on my couch, drinking my whiskey from a glass Emma gave me for our 5th anniversary. Emma stood beside him, her shoulders slumped, eyes on the floor. "Oh," she said weakly when she saw me, "you're early." Richard didn't even stand up. "You must be the husband," he said, swirling the drink like he owned the place. The arrogance in his voice made my blood run cold. "I've heard so much about you." I clenched my jaw and searched her eyes for any sign of guilt or regret. Anything, but she just looked away. Richard stood up, adjusting his expensive suit. "Emma," he said, "don't forget our business trip this weekend." "Be ready at 8 a.m., a weekend trip?" I snapped. "Since when?" He turned to me, his voice low and threatening. "She's coming with me, whether you like it or not. Your opinion means nothing. If you interfere, I'll make your life hell." This man was in my house announcing he owned my wife, and Emma didn't deny it. That's when something inside me just snapped. In 2 steps, I grabbed Richard by his shirt and slammed him against the wall. The picture frames rattled. His glass shattered, whiskey soaking into the carpet. All his bravado just vanished. "You don't dictate anything in my house," I said, my face inches from his. He trembled. Emma shrieked, "Stop it!" "You're overreacting." I turned to her slowly. Overreacting, she was defending him. "That's all I needed to see," I said softly. I let Richard crumble to the floor. I looked at Emma. "You made your choice." "You're nothing to me now?" "Wait, I can explain," she started. I pulled out my phone and called my lawyer. "Mike?" "Divorce papers." "Effective immediately. Lock down all the accounts," Emma gasped. "Jack, please, let's just talk." "No," I said coldly. "You're not sorry you cheated. You're sorry I caught you." Richard fumbled for his phone, but I snatched it and smashed it against the wall. "Call the cops," I told him. "Tell them how you threatened me in my own home." He went pale. I grabbed my keys. "Both of you out of my house by the time I get back." "Where are you going?" Emma whispered. "Anywhere you aren't." I just drove, ending up at a 24-hour diner. My lawyer, Mike, met me there. I told him everything. He just listened, then said, "We'll get you through this." Back at the house, I started packing. On the counter was Emma's laptop. Mike raised an eyebrow. I hesitated, but then said, "Yes." We looked, emails, messages, a digital graveyard of her betrayal. But there was more. Hidden files, rerouted payments, notes about a client called Jensen. It was fraud, money laundering. Emma wasn't just cheating, she was helping Richard commit major financial crimes. She wasn't seduced, she was drowning. We handed everything to federal investigators anonymously. 3 weeks later, the news broke, CEO Richard Carter arrested. Emma was named a person of interest. She called me that night, sobbing, begging for help. "No, Emma," I said. "You had someone. You threw him away." The divorce was finalized. When her case went to trial, I testified. She was sentenced to 8 years. I watched her get led away, and I felt nothing. I walked outside, and my friend Sarah was waiting for me. She took my hand. For the first time in years, I felt something real, peace, a future. Sometimes betrayal destroys you, and sometimes it sets you free. Thanks for listening. If you like this story, make sure to subscribe for more.